Steve Byrne's joining us in the studio. The Last Late Night. It's out. It's on Amazon Prime. I'm about, I don't know, a few minutes into it, 15 or so minutes into it, and it's great. It's done well.
Oh, thank you.
I know that last time you were in, you had this idea you wanted to do like a, I don't know, kind of like, it's like a talk show where it's just you're the guest and the host.
Yeah.
Only thing you don't do is play the instruments.
That's right. Yeah, no one wants that.
Your band kind of gets out of control.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, just all these hour specials these days, there's like a surplus of them. There's so many, and they're all the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're on Netflix. They're on every streamer. They're on YouTube. And I just thought, it'd be nice if somebody did something different. So that's what I did. I just took a late-night talk show. You turn it on. The opening credits are like a late-night talk show. There's a band. There's a live studio audience. And then you think about a talk show. It's really three styles of writing. It's monologue, kind of topical one-liners. Then you have panel. You sit at the desk. That's storytelling. Then you have traditional stand-up that's done at the end. So I have three styles of writing in this. It took me a while to learn the craft of monologue jokes because it's a different muscle. It's like, oh, you're a comic, just go roast him. It's like, no, that's like
That's
Jeff Ross
yeah.
learned to do that. Like he doesn't just roast. Like he used to go to the Television and Film Academy and watch
all the old roasts?
clips. Yeah, all the old roasts. So I remember him going to the museum in New York City back in the day. So all these things are like different things you have to learn, and so that's why even in the commercial breaks we have crowd work, and that's a different muscle. So it's like four styles of comedy all in 60 minutes.
So when you take a commercial break, there's still crowd work going on just to kind of keep everybody energetic and
because I
involved?
think these days, like you'll see, like there's comics like Anthony Jeselnik, right? He's a traditional set up, punch, set up, punch. So when you're watching this over the course of an hour, you kind of see the joke coming 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes in. You're like, all right, you sense the pattern there, right? So with this, it's like by the time you start feeling the pattern coming, we've moved on to the next thing. And so it just never gives you a moment to be dull. And I think the talk show is an antiquated form of entertainment these days. The variety show used to be the go-to, right? Mm-hmm. And that came and went, and it's died. There's no more of those. So this form of entertainment, I think we're the last generation to see it be relevant because you used to tune in the Tonight Show or the Daily Show or SNL to watch your favorite stars kind of reveal themselves, and now they're on TikTok and social media and Instagram.
So then what's next? What happened? What's the next evolution?
I think it's podcasts. It's people like Andrew Schultz. It's people like, that are creating their own studio. They're not waiting to be anointed by the industry. Mm-hmm. They're just taking it upon themselves with a Wi-Fi service, 3 cameras, good lighting, and production value, and they're doing it all on their own now. Mm-hmm. So it's all changing right now. My kids don't watch TV. They're constantly on YouTube. And
I use YouTube as a channel. As like a net, like if you're to have, I don't know, like a network.
Yeah.
And it learns you. And as you're going, hey, do you like this? Yeah, I do. No, I don't. And then you get options.
There's some more of these.
Yeah.
Sure,
and then you find yourself, like I followed a couple of people who are idiots that just go and tell you places to go eat in Pigeon Forge.
Sure.
Why? But I am. Whenever they put a new one out,
right.
I'm watching it.
You're there.
And thousands of other people are too.
And there's Netflix putting $6 million into 13 episodes of a show none of us have heard of.
Yes.
But you'd rather watch that, right? And even on YouTube, like you can get away with material. You can say whatever you want. And like even on this one, Amazon Prime was kind enough to have it. I have the real estate there. Thank you. But all the late night talk shows, the political satire shows, they all lean hard left, and they just dispel vitriol and vile towards the right? And so I thought, let's go Carson on this. Let's go straight down the middle. Let's hit both sides equally.
Yeah.
And I definitely did that. The issue is that there's young executives that live in Los Angeles under the age of 30, or probably 32 or something like that are sitting there dictating what is going to make it on their streamer. I get it. It's their business,
so
right?
You're saying you've had this list of banned jokes on Twitter, for example, and you've been showing the jokes that got banned from the special.
Yeah.
I assume that those are jokes that just got cut, and then you're literally telling me that somebody at Amazon said you couldn't have those jokes in there.
Basically, without saying it, they're saying you take these out or it's not going to be here.
Wow.
So that's essentially what happens. Yeah. Huh. So that's why I put those jokes in so people could see. It's like, it's not even that bad. They're just really clever.
No.
But if you'll notice, all 6 of those, and there's 2 more coming, all 6 of the one I posted so far, they all have a theme going through there where it's like, oh, this seems to be skewing one way. And so they kind of neutered a little bit of that neutrality that I was trying to maintain.
Right.
You know, so I was trying to.
Yeah, it's so
balance it
hard
out.
to do a balance, and people don't understand that. To be able to go and pick with each other, I think, is probably the toughest thing, because it's super easy to pick a side and just go after the other. But to find that balance is amazing. And the fact that even that is a struggle for you because of, I hate saying censorship, but really it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like this is a joke, right? And this is one I know if I was in the special bank, oh, you got to take that out. And it's like,
If you tell this, though, you're going to have to tell another one, the other side.
This is soft, right? A California man was arrested for having 8 pounds of heroin in a plastic bag. He was charged with felony possession of a plastic bag. So,
And that, you're serious? You really think that would get banned?
I think, given the standards of how progressive the agenda was per what I saw, and the notes. By the way, like if I read the emails back and forth that I had with the executives, you would laugh. You'd be like, "There's no way we're going this deep on this stuff," because they are just jokes. But the tangents of which they were trying to tether these jokes to and say how they were offensive, it just it's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, plastic is the problem.
It's called The Last Late Night. It's on Amazon Prime. Steve Byrne's with us. We'll come back, talk more with Steve on the way. Hang on. Steve Byrne is joining us in the studio on Amazon Prime. He has this. It's called The Last Late Night, and I highly recommend it. It's fun. It feels comfortable because I grew up watching that style. The whole thing felt like I've seen it before because I have.
Yeah.
But your slant, your turn on it is really good. And so, will you do more with them, or are you kind of like, okay, that was fun, now I'm going to do my own thing?
I don't know. I mean, who knows? I mean, I called it The Last Late Night because it's like, again, an homage to like something that's gone. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't even know what's going on with the landscape of those shows. I have comics that do those shows that are friends that I just can't remember the last time I watched a late night show, late night talk show program. Yeah. It's not done traditionally. You do it on YouTube, and I just don't think anybody was better than Johnny Carson. And I studied this because, again, like we were talking about before, they're different muscles. So I had to learn how to write, monologue jokes. I had to learn how to deliver them. I studied Carson so much.
You have a notebook here. Do you have some you'd like to try out on
You
us?
brought a notebook in? What is this?
You got a notebook.
I mean,
with
these are so now since you do it, it's like, I have these just prepared just in case. I can rattle through like some of the ones that were banned, and then you could rim shot them, and then we could, we have some new ones. But if you see something, say something. Believe me, I do. The other day, I was watching women swimming on ESPN, and I called 911 because I saw a suspicious package. Ban.
Yeah. Ban. I'm not surprised at all, but also that's a great.
That's a great joke.
I love that joke, yeah. Kamala Harris making history, first woman of Jamaican and Indian descent to be elected African-American.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Banned. Cool. Yeah.
Banned.
Yeah.
Banned.
This is one I know would. This is a new one. So, there's a big debate now in California. The state of California is reparations. Should we give reparations out? And I'm starting to believe in reparations. I really do. And I think if you voted for Joe Biden, you owe me gas money.
Right.
So that would have been banned.
That would not have made
Can't
it.
imagine why not.
Can't make it.
Oh, Taylor Swift just announced she's re-releasing old songs, and she's recorded them, and she'll be releasing them every few months. I think it's pretty cool. She got the idea from the Omicron variant. So, like, these are examples of the types of jokes that I know that they'd be like, no, that's offensive.
You probably
to...
spent your whole career not writing timely material because it doesn't play well. I mean,
But for
6
the
months from
monologues,
now,
you have to.
But that's a whole different type of comedy.
Yeah, that's why it took 5 years to develop the monologue jokes, because there's going to be some semblance of them being evergreen. There's going to be a sense where you could watch those 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and they'll still hopefully make sense for the most part. But you want to stay away from stuff like, that.
But I do want to mention another thing that you did. You came on the show a long time ago and told us about a movie, The Opening Act, which you had written and directed and everything. Jimmy O, Cedric the Entertainer. That is still one of my favorite movies.
Oh, thank you.
It is so good. And if you've never seen it, I think it's on Prime. Also, I think you can rent it there and check it out.
You can rent it, yeah. Available on AMC Plus is where it went. So
Plus.
yeah.
All right.
Some of us subscribe to that. It's totally legitimate.
Do you have that?
I do.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know many people that have it, unless you're like a Walking Dead fan.
That would be why.
That seems to be the reason. But you can sign up. You join for 7 days. You unsubscribe if you don't want to stick around and pay for it. But you could watch it for free that way.
It's really a funny movie and interesting to see that side of comedy from like the rest of us who aren't in comedy don't understand.
Like everybody's been to Zanies, right? But this is like an opportunity to go on the road with the comics and you spend the weekend with them. That's what it is. It's one weekend with a comic, the first time he's ever on the road, and all the failures essentially and lessons he's got to learn along the way to become a professional stand-up comedian.
I enjoyed the radio
morning
part.
radio.
I enjoyed the radio part. That was great.
That actually happened on KLOS in Los Angeles. Frank, Heidi, and Frosty at the time were on the air. Now it's just Frank and Heidi, and I'm good friends with them now. But they literally they kicked me off air while we're on the air. They kicked me off the air. Security came and escorted me out of the building.
Wow.
My good friend Sebastian Maniscalco at the time lived like literally 2 blocks away. So I walk over to his place like pale and shell-shocked. I knock on the door. He's like, come on in. I was like, do you have a radio? He's like, yeah. So we turned it on. We listened. And they are bashing me for the next 20 minutes.
Oh, man.
And he just looked at me. He's like, what did you do, guys? So I'll never forget that. Yeah. But all those stories in there, those are all things that happened with me. I ended up in a trailer with a girl in North Carolina, and her Marine boyfriend came home, and I'm pulling my pants up, jump out, I crawl underneath, and we're like in the middle of the woods. I mean, we are in the woods, so I am stuck under the trailer. I can't leave because they'll hear the creaking and stuff, and they'll hear branches cracking, and he'll look out and see a guy running, through the woods.
Right.
And it's true. Like there were all these guns in the house and shotgun shells and bullets and stuff. So I was like, I'm going to get shot. So I got to stay here. So I stayed there and I heard them bang basically above me. And then I waited for them to pass out. I remember they were watching Jerry Springer, and I heard her go, "Do you want Hot Pockets?" And so they made Hot Pockets, and they ate Hot Pockets and watched Springer and passed out. And eventually, I thought, "Okay, I think I'm good."
Is this a real story?
It's all in the movie. Yeah, it's a real story.
Make that up.
And the movie is really cool. It's called The Opening Act. I highly suggest checking that out, as well as the last late night.
Last Late Night, that's right. Yeah, streaming now, Amazon Prime. And by the way, like the reviews, everything, it's like 4.7 out of 5 stars.
Oh, wow.
So it's close to 100 ratings. So it seems to be doing well. Yeah,
That's good, man. Congrats to you on that. Again, it's on Amazon Prime. Steve Byrne, The Last Late Night. Check it out. Dude, good to see you. Come back anytime.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Wow, we have videos, lots of them, more than just the one you watched. We got more and more and more and more.
Yeah, subscribe, hit the notification bell, or we'll tell your mom.